Hi, my name is Cheyenne, also known as the Lighthouse Speaks. A few days ago, I received the key, and I'd like to share that with you today, okay? Look, I got my notes, I got this, I organized my thoughts a bit. Let's go. Okay. So, I want to ask you something. Have you ever... I'm sorry, I know you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. Okay, you've been in those situations where you're constantly going in circles with the same person in different bodies. You're constantly repeating the same cycles. And even, yes, sometimes with the same person in the same body. You're constantly going around in circles, and it's like you keep meeting all of these people, and you're just like wondering, like, what's going on here, right? There's a reason for that, okay? And I want to share something with you first, because I want you to kind of understand a bit where I'm coming from. So, Spirit tends to talk to me, I'm very clairaudient, and the words they come to me, and so a lot of the times I'll end up getting a lot of messages through TV shows or movies, or just like seeing something on a billboard or something, or somebody will say something in passing or whatever, and it will just like something for me, right? So I've been watching this K-drama, right? And it's called Love O2O, right? And I was just like, when I started watching it, I was just like, this is the sweetest, the absolute sweetest K-drama I've ever come across. And I was just like, this is what I deserve, right? I don't have to subscribe to the channel of hurt and pain even in what I watch, right? So I was like, let me go ahead and break that cycle, right? So I'm watching this show, and this all kind of clicks back to the channel I received a few days ago. Because a few days ago, Aregua, the road opener, spoke with me, okay? Kind of reprimanded me a little bit, but he spoke with me. And it was all in love. But what he said ended up really relating to this and what I watched. So in the show, there's the main character, and I'm so bad at names, so I'm not even about to try. But the main character, the male lead, he's like creating this game, and it's a new version of the game that him and the female lead have been playing this whole entire time, with this pretty much what this entire show is about, right? And in this new game, right, there's something that he's like really working to work on the specifics of the details and the visuals and just everything. He wants everything to almost just be perfect, right? But there's something that he does, right? He says, I wanted to make the NPCs more interactive and I guess almost human-like, they have very the interactions that you have with them as a player, it's almost like as if you've come across another regular player. Like, the interactions are so, they flow, there's adventure, maybe they make you laugh or something. He made so many things in the game look real, and he added very real aspects to it. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Because in this channel that I received from him, from Malegua, he told me to stop focusing on these NPCs and to alchemize that, right? So let me pull out these notes. Let's go into this, because one of the first things that I wrote here was, this is really why Spirit puts us in isolation, right? Because what I'm about to literally tell you, I was mind blown. So let's just get into it, okay? The NPCs, the ones, they aren't, just as I explained in that game, they aren't just these background characters. This whole time, actually, I thought these NPCs were just these background characters. These people in the background don't really matter. You kind of look at them, you're like, they're really not, they're not even I guess what you would say, awake, right? It's almost like they're in a daze, they're just not here, and it's almost like they act as if they have no purpose here. And that's always what I thought they were, and maybe they are, but I feel like those are just so much more than just regular, or just the NPCs. The NPCs are actually the people that we come across that we're learning these lessons from. So, for instance, I was shocked to find out that the NPC in my life, the NPCs in my life, because there's multiple in my life, were actually my exes, my crushes, the people that I've been attracted to, right? The people that, I've just come across, and it's almost just dang, I'm learning this lesson again. I'm doing this again. Those are the NPCs. And let me tell you why. Okay. So, the purpose of this game that we're in, when people say that life is a game, they're so right, because the purpose of this game is to really, you have a purpose that you're supposed to fulfill, right? But the whole purpose also within that is making these soul connections, because these soul connections help you fulfill that purpose. And guess what? We all have a collective purpose that Spirit has set out for us too, as well, to almost, I guess what you would say, create another. So that's why there's an emphasis on our generations and what we're doing with them. It's almost as if each generation has been passing the baton on to the next generation. It's it expands. So as I explained and just ignore that, as my cat, but as I explained in the game that he's creating, it's a new game, right? He created a new game, but it's still connected to the old version. It's a new version of the old game. So just as that is, it's there's new versions of this game, if that makes sense. But the game is expanding, right? So when a new game comes out, right, that's connected to the old one. Let's explain this. When a new game comes out that's connected to the old one, what happens? There's new characters, there's new players, there's mysteries and truths to uncover, there's new things, right? Just as we've come across in each generation to the next. And what we're planning to do with the next generation. And what we're planning to do with this generation. You understand? So, okay, so let's go back into, why these people are the NPCs. They're the crushes, the karmic connections, right? They're the real NPCs because they're here to keep us in those karmic cycles and loops and slow us down from winning the game. So if you noticed, I'm going to go with personal experience here. Okay, I'm going to go with personal experience. If I would have listened to my soul, because my soul told me very loud and clear. Actually, I'm going to tell you this exact story. There was a time in which, during the relationship, I came back home and I was just simply out here and I just asked myself, is he the one I'm supposed to be with? When I tell you that I heard a very clear and resounding no, it was a loud no. But I said, you know what? I don't know if I can like let this go. Like there's like I've kind of put like my all into this. What's there? What if I just see what's there, What if I see what's next, and what if I just take this, and, So I did, I saw what's next. I saw what was next. And there were so many times within those times that I thought, oh my God, this is the last time that I'm going to be on this earth because I am not safe here. And there were so many times when I just thought, why am I going across the same thing? Why is it that I can't learn this lesson? Why is it that I can't learn this? This lesson, it seems so simple, but I keep coming to myself. I keep doing the shadow work, but I can't seem to learn this lesson. And so I stayed with him for almost 4 years. And it was a waste of time. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually. Because sometimes we do have to realize we don't have to go through things. We really don't have to go through things. So in that sense, the time that I could have spent being on my path, the time that I could have spent focusing on myself, the time that I could have spent doing something that was related to my creativity and my growth and just my own expansion, I wasn't doing, which meant I was wasting my time because I wasn't doing what I was here to do, what feels natural to me. Instead, I was taking on someone else's path that wasn't right for me, right? And so in that way, that person was there to keep me in that same karmic loop, that same karmic cycle. And the funny thing is, the other day, oh my gosh. The other day, I simply just made a decision and immediately, strangers, VX, they came all to the forefront like sending a message, like almost at the same time. It was very so let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. I'm feeling called to explain more of these connections. After I ended that, I ended up having, and I explained this on one of my videos, right? I explained this and I said that I ended up having a crush on someone, and that ended up activating a lot in me, in which I explained that I felt these karmic connections were like activators for us, you know? I felt like we were activating something within ourselves by meeting these people. And I felt like these crushes were these karmic connections, right? And so even the karmic connections, even those are NPCs as well. Because they're here to keep you in those karmic cycles, unless you break out of them, right? You have the choice, right? And that's why, again, I say that spirit keeps us isolated, because we have to find and understand that we create our own reality. We have our own autonomy. We create our own reality. We have our own free will. So we have to understand that if we don't choose something, that's it. That's what our reality creates. And we have to figure that out for ourselves. But when I went through this attraction for this person, I ended up going back through it was like I was digging up a lot of like things, and it really did help me, because it helped me to clear out those blockages, right? I helped myself to clear out those blockages. But then it was like, after I cleared out those blockages, it just wasn't going away. Like, it wasn't going away. You know what I mean? It was like turning into something so much more. This person started to be on my mind, like, so much. I was like, nah. Nah. Because all the time that I was thinking about that person, I could have been working on myself, right? I could have been doing something towards my own growth. And it was almost like I was like halting that progress, or slowing down that progress for myself by focusing so much, or giving my energy and attention to this person that, again, I didn't feel like was giving me that back. So that was keeping me in the same loop, the same cycle, right? Again, the next attraction keeps you in the same loop, the same cycle. Are you getting where I'm putting down? Are you getting what I'm putting down? Right? So if you've figured out, or if you've connected this to, like, if you've connected any of my stories to your own experiences of being in a relationship with someone that it literally feels like a dead end, and you're still wondering why you're in the relationship, and then coming across different people that you're attracted to, and maybe you gain this like obsession over them, and you're like wondering where this is coming from, and it's something that you're literally trying to break out of, and it's like they keep you on that same attention. Maybe it's a situationship that you're dealing with, and it keeps you locked in that same cycle, and you're trying to break out of it. Maybe you keep coming across these people that remind you of your upbringing and how you grew up, and that's not what you're trying to subscribe to anymore. You know? That's not the channel you're trying to subscribe to. So any of these situations that you're coming across, any of these people that you're coming across, even strangers, even if you're not attracted to them, and it's just like the situations that they put you through, you find yourself in the same situations, even if it's not attraction. Yeah. These are just like non-player characters. They're really here to keep you stuck in a loop to keep you repeating the same cycles, to slow down your progress. But there are ways that you can not deal with that. There are ways that you can get over that. So that's what we want to talk about today too. Right? I literally, just like my life path number, okay? I wrote 6 ways in which you can not only spot these NPCs in your life, but also detach from them so that you can continue to call back your power and attract and manifest your desires, okay? So I feel like I touched upon some of these, right? So the number one thing, let's go straight into it, okay? Let's go straight into it. The number one thing, this is one, how you can even spot an NPC in your life. If they are confusing you, let them go. Let them go. If they are confusing you, right? Because that's what NPCs are here to do. They're here to confuse you. And that was one of the channels that I received from Alegua. That they're here to confuse you. That's what you're sitting there wondering. If you're sitting here wondering, oh my God, does he like me? Oh, is this person, what is this? What's going on with this person? I can't. I just find myself doing it. Should I be with this person? Should I continue hanging around this person? Should I continue? Any questions that you continue having around and you keep arguing with yourself, you keep going back and forth with yourself on? Yeah, they're an NPC, and you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. Because you're not here to just have these regular attachments, right? You're not even here to focus on attachments. You're not here to, make that the purpose of your life. No, literally, you're here to make soul connections. You're here to have a soul connection with yourself and to learn to love yourself, right? That's something else that we'll go into. But you're not here to focus on the attachments. People are going to leave. You're going to leave. Things are going to flow. You're going to meet new people. You're going to move. You're going to go to new places. You're going to see new things. Things happen, but you're just here to enjoy those human experiences as they come, as they go, right? And know that you are the one constant, right? Your love is, your energy is. That energy does not die, so it can only be transmuted, transformed. So think about that, especially when everything is energy. So if they're confusing you, they gotta go. They gotta go. Let them know. Let them know. They gotta go. Okay? The second thing that we're gonna go into, right? This is more on how you can really begin to detach from them, right? And also begin to see who and what you need to steer clear from and connect to, okay? So I have to tap into the feeling of embodiment, okay? So one thing that I want you to do, and it's a way to connect to your intuition. If you are struggling to connect to your intuition, if you're wondering how to connect to your intuition, one of the best ways to connect to that is to go ahead and feel your heart, and then go ahead and place your hand on your gut, okay? Because the two main places typically that people feel their energy from is from their heart and from their gut. So you want to place your hand on your heart and your gut, and then you want to close your eyes. You want to breathe deeply, just take a moment. And as you close your eyes, you want to feel. There's going to be a signal that'll come from your heart or your gut. Feel which one feels more, you feel more connected to. Feel which one is giving you a signal. Maybe you feel a vibration there, or maybe your stomach starts to rumble a little bit. Whatever it is, that right there is where you will learn to hear your intuition. That is how you will start to hear your intuition. Okay? So once you tap into that, you can feel who is right for you and who is a soul connection. Okay? Because the whole point, and I really want to emphasize that, there's a really big emphasis on feeling. Because when we're here as humans, the biggest thing that we're here to do is to feel, okay? To express and to feel, okay? How does it feel to be on this earth? When you're manifesting, there's two big things that is going to help you manifest quickly and easily. Your intention and the feeling, connecting to the feeling. Because why? Right? From your heart, or even from your sacral, okay, or from your gut. The most powerful frequency is the love frequency, and the heart has the most strongest vibration, even stronger than your brain. So when you go through that, when you feel through that feeling, wherever that comes from for you, that is you experiencing and tapping into embodiment. That embodiment, that feeling, when you're really tapped in and connected to yourself, you will know who's right for you. You will listen. That feeling will come. If it's in your gut, oh man, your stomach might hurt. Your stomach might hurt. Maybe it might rumble. Maybe it's just this pounding here. You just feel, it's like there's a heartbeat in your gut. You just feel it. Something's telling you no. There's just this, and you don't even know how to explain it, but there's just this gut feeling. You can't. You gotta trust that. Okay? If it's in your heart, maybe your heart beats a little bit faster, but it's in a way where you're just like, this isn't like the sweet, my heart's beating fast, or I'm alive, but butterfly. No, like this is legit. Like this is like angry butterflies. Like, no, we gotta get away. Like this is a warning. Your heart will warn you. Your gut will warn you. Your intuition connected to those things will warn you. And it's up to you to make that decision and that choice to listen to it. In order to keep yourself, you can quantum leap out of these relationships, out of these having to go through so many of these, and you can go ahead and just like detach from the ones that you already have been through, and even the ones that maybe they just live rent-free in your head or your body, right? Because the body stores the trauma. So allowing yourself to feel, that is how we're going to tap into it, to understand who am I connected to. Because the thing is, okay, how do you know you've met that soul connection, right? Maybe you've asked yourself, how do I know that I've met that soul connection? Well, again, you won't be going back and forth, and you won't be confused on anything. You won't be sitting here asking yourself, is this the soul? Is this? No, you won't be asking yourself. It's going to be a deep feeling. You will know, like, oh my God, like, this is a deep feeling of I've known this person before. I've seen this person before in a different lifetime. This is soul family. The things that I feel from this person, the way that I feel uplifted and energized and so just connected to everything. The love that I feel that just overfills my whole entire body. This is a soul connection because I can feel it deeply in my body. It is a visceral feeling. Okay? The third one that I have is to And this is how you really detach, okay? This is how you detach, and this is how you honestly take your power back. And this is also how you attract your desires. Put yourself as the priority. That is the one. That is the one. Put yourself as the priority. Why? You have to have this main character energy, because you are the main character. When you came into this life, it was about you. It was about you. All these lessons are about you ascending, you growing, what you can learn, what you can take from it, your blessings, your gnosis, your knowledge. And then, of course, you come together with a team of souls and you all build something. But the purpose is you being in this body. Otherwise, you would probably just be one big conjoined body, but we're not. So we each have individual bodies. So I don't know what to tell you, right? You want to put yourself as that main character, but you also want to decenter everyone else. So there's a story time here, okay? So I want to tell y'all a little bit about how I decentered everyone. Because for me, I had a very big problem with this, actually. What happened is, when I would dance, something that I've always done since I was a little kid, right? I would dance and I would just imagine people out in front of me and a crowd, and they were just watching me dance and perform and sing and, do this. And that's what I always connected to. But somewhere along the way, that anonymous crowd turned into characters I've watched on a TV show, and people I've went to work with, and people I've met, and people I've been friends with but aren't friends with anymore, people I no longer talk to. That's what that crowd was. That's who I was connecting with as I was dancing. That's who I was almost just like, it was like the feeling and the pretending that they were there. And it was when I realized that, when I actually realized that doing that was me giving away my power, because all of these people were living in my head rent-free, and during a time where I was supposed to be healing, a time where this was supposed to be me feeling embodied and me just like connecting to myself, a time of self-love and self-healing. That is what this dance is. And when I dance, I connect to my ancestors of good character, my ancestors. Yes, they are celebrities. Yes, they are family members. Yes, they are like people of just artistry. When I am dancing, I am connecting to all of them, and they speak to me. That is a time for me and me only. That is self-care. I don't have time to sit there and be performing for these people, all of these people that were in what am I performing for? Why am I doing that? Why am I putting that burden upon myself? You understand? So it's, when I realized that, I was like, oh, I gotta do something different. How can I do this different? Because I've been doing this for years. I would honestly say over a decade I had been doing this. And the people just kept adding on and adding on and adding on. And some of them stayed the same. That's a lot of power to give away, right? And I find that the time that I spend now when I dance, it's so freeing, it's so liberating. In fact, I make time to dance outside. And that's something I've never done before, because I've always felt scared. And I've always hid myself away, right? So removing them allowed me to break free from the mold of it. It just allowed me to break free, period, and to liberate myself. It allowed me to connect with myself and actually feel embodied, to feel my body, to feel my skin, and to feel good in my body and connect to gratitude. And better yet, I was able to connect to all the ways in which spirit was connecting to me through music itself. And each time I feel inspired and I feel new and I feel like I have transformed, because I surely have. And so how I did that was I literally had to talk to myself, okay? I literally had to talk to myself. I had to be strict with myself, honestly. I really did. I had to say, you know what? this is a time for me. This is a time for me. I had to speak to myself in the mirror, because speaking to yourself in the mirror, not only is that mirror work, not only are you getting, connected to your eyes and the vortex that is your eyes, but like your soul, right? Say the soul is through the eyes. So not only are you connecting to your higher self through that vision, but you're erasing any limiting beliefs inside. So I had to connect to myself, and I had to ask myself, why is it that you feel like you have to perform for these people? Why is it? Because that's the first thing that you need to do in order to decenter. Ask yourself why. Why are these people, why do I place these people on a pedestal? Ask yourself, what do they have that I don't already? Because that was the biggest thing for me to realize. That these people, even these crushes, these male crushes, what do they have that I don't have? I was sitting there like, oh my God, but his arms are hairy. Okay, I have hair on my arms. What does he have that I don't have? In any physical form or mental form or any form, what does he have that I don't have already within me? Because the whole reason why I was even attracted to him in the first place is because I unlocked a portion inside of me. I unlocked something inside of me that was begging to be free. I unlocked something inside of me that wanted to see, right? Everybody is a reflection of you. So if everybody's a reflection of you, then they already, whatever is within them is something that you already have. And the only reason why you're attracted to them is because you're going through a form of self-love. So alchemize that and point it right back on yourself. Wow, I really love XYZ in them. Which means that that's something within myself that I'm having the privilege to see right now. So I love myself. And each step, I took each step. Take it slowly. You have to debunk all of these fears, and you have to do it face to face because you are important. You have to remind yourself that you are the God and the goddess. And so why would you ever feel the need to perform for anybody? Shouldn't they all perform for you as the main character, as the goddess? So why are you performing for anybody? Why are you putting them on a pedestal when you are the main character, the one and only? So when you take that time, remind yourself that it is sacred. I had to remind myself that I am the temple. I am sacred, and time with myself is sacred. And you know what? If I'm working and I'm doing this and I'm doing classwork and I'm doing this, what time do I have for myself? So every time that I had to dance was the time that I was giving to myself to have. And for me to sit there and just give it away to all of these people in my life that I don't even talk to anymore, oh my gosh, that's really disrespectful. That's really disrespectful to me as a goddess. I deserve this alone time, this sacred time, because each moment in life is sacred, and we have to remember that. Each breath is sacred. The time that we spend here on earth is sacred because we never know how long we have this contract for. So you want to enjoy every single bit because that's what we came here to do. Even if you had the longest contract, enjoy every single bit, because you don't want to be one of those people that said, you know what, I wasted such and such and such time of my life, and this is what I found out that I could have found out in like 5 minutes. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to enjoy the time that you have now. Okay? I don't even know how I got deeply into that, but I also do know. Right? But no, okay, so that was like how I really took the time to decenter those people from my life. And before I knew it, and trust me, it took time. Don't sit there and like be hard on yourself. I had to honestly be really kind with myself, and that was also a form of self-love and self-care for me. I had to be easy on myself because I had done this for years. Like, why would I think that it would all be gone within a day? Come on now, let me give myself some grace. I am living the human experience after all, so I should give myself that grace and stuff that I deserve, right? So I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be kind with myself as well. And that took some work. The whole point is that I enjoyed it along the way, because each time that I said, you know what, I literally had to like stop myself at times. I would start dancing and then I would actually start envisioning the people in my head, and I had to just stop myself. I had to literally stop the music, stop everything, and just be like, you know what, we're not going to listen to this, and we're not going to do anything if you constantly think that we have to perform for anybody else. If I have to perform for anybody else right now, I'm not going to listen to this. That was my boundary. I have to create strong boundaries with myself. That's another thing. Creating those boundaries with yourself. You have to remember that you are the priority. In any way that you can set yourself as the priority, do it. That means setting boundaries. That means being honest with yourself. That means doing the shadow work, because you deserve that. You deserve that, to come out of the other side of it and feel brand new. You deserve that. So give it to yourself. Okay, so the next one, and I feel like we came across this a little bit, but the next one is calling your energy back. Okay, number 4, calling your energy back. Because let me tell you this, it's so easy. It's so easy. I actually remember I talked about this. Oh, that throat chakra confirmation is so easy. All you have to do is make a decision. Make a decision. When I called my power back, and then my ex and those strangers, all those people just came popping right back up, it was because they could feel that I called my power back. And it was like Allegra gave me the, because this happened literally during the channel too. And I had to literally, I was calling my power back during that channel, as he was instructing me to do. And he was literally giving me that visual of you being the player and all of these players just running after you. It was literally that visual, because once they feel that you have whatever it is, the key, the whatever it is, the scroll, whatever it is, the chest, the treasure, they're running after you because they know you have it. What are NPCs designed to do? How else are they going to know that you got it? How else, right, are they going to know that you called your power back unless they were trying to harvest it? Right? Someone who's not sitting there and trying to harvest your energy, right? And yes, this goes along with energy vampires, but someone who's trying to harvest your energy, someone who's not trying to harvest your energy, they're not going to sit here and be like, oh my god, right? Hey, what's that? Hey, what's that? The second that you call your power back, right? I mean, they might, feel if something's going on with you or if something's wrong with you. Yes, that's a soul connection for sure, especially because that thought transmission is real. But they're not going to sit here and just be trying so hard to just vie for your energy the second that you call it back. So for me, it was literally a decision. What I told myself was, I do not give myself permission to give my energy away. Because it's not on anybody. They don't have the power, I do. And if they don't have the power, right, because, again, for you, they don't have the power, you do. So if they don't have the power, why would you even sit here and be like, oh, I need to just call it back from you, because you... What? No. You have to give yourself permission. The only reason why they even have your energy is because you've been giving it away. That's the only reason why they have it. They can't get your energy otherwise unless you give yourself permission or not give yourself permission. So in this instance, I did not give myself permission. I told myself, I do not give myself permission to give my energy away. I call this power back to me because it is mine. It was never theirs to begin with. And I made it a decision, straightforward. I said it in a way in which it cannot be taken back, in a way in which I meant it. I put feeling behind it because I meant it, because I was tired. of having, after I realized how many years and years and years that I've gone in circles with all of these NPCs that would literally, they would love for me to continue going around in these circles. They would love for me to never get where I'm supposed to be. But the only way that can even happen is if I make the decision, because we have our own free will. And so, even though, yes, like you spent all of those times, don't be hard on yourself, okay? You didn't know. So give yourself that, like, grace. But now that you know, now that you're aware, that's when you say, okay, I take accountability for what is moving forward, right? For what's moving forward. I take accountability. And this is what I choose. This is what I decide. This is what I will give my energy to. And you know what? This is what I will not give my energy to. Honestly, I don't give myself permission to give myself, I don't give myself permission to drain my energy. I don't give myself permission for anybody to siphon my energy. I don't give myself permission to give my energy away. Straight like that. Because you make the decision. And the universe is steady listening. So once you make that decision, the universe will follow. And then as these people pop back up, don't give them any attention. Because that's what they're just, any way that they can get your energy, they will try to get it. Anyway, okay? The other day, actually, I want to say this because the other day I just felt, and I want to talk about this because I've had a couple instances lately. And I want to talk about this because the other day I was on transportation, on my public transportation, okay? And I felt this lady just like staring at me, right? And I knew that she was staring at me because I could feel it very strongly. But it was almost like, sometimes eye contact, I feel like they even try it through eye contact. So I was just like, nah, I'm not even gonna give you that. I'm not even gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you my energy. I'm not gonna give you my eye contact. I don't owe you anything. I don't know you. I don't owe you anything, right? And then another time, right, I'm sitting here eating, and I was just eating at the McDonald's, right? And this guy came here, and honestly, before I entered the McDonald's, earlier in my shift, a beautiful lady had gave me a tip, and she was like, "It's so hot out here, like here," and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." But like, I was just like, "Oh my gosh." But when I walked into the McDonald's, what I heard was "pay it forward," right? So I was like, okay. And so, you know, I paid for my meal, I made a donation, and then I was eating my meal, and then a guy came up, and he was, you know, starting to tell me about his story, you know, about being homeless, and, you know, what, like, I guess, like, not to judge a book by its cover, or whatever, and I was just like, it's cool, dude. I've been there, like, I'm not gonna judge you. You know, and so he was like, he had asked, and I definitely, like, I gave him most of my tip. Because, honestly, I heard pay it forward, and I wanted to, right? When you want to, why not? Don't ever do things when you don't want to. Just do it when you want to, because, again, that's ways in which you're keeping your energy and you're not giving it away. So I wanted to, and I did. And then, you know, after I, you know, like, told him, you know, like, I'm not here to judge and everything, he sensed something in me, and I could tell by, like, the way that his eyes shifted, right? He sensed something within me, and he was like, it was like he sensed my energy, and he was like, you just have this like angelic spirit about you, and he was like, thank you, you know, and I was like, oh, you know, and I didn't reach my hand out or anything, but like, he like reached out to touch me, right? And he did it like in a quick way. Like, it was so calculated for him, but he did it in a quick way. And the way that he like, just the way his eyes looked, it was like, he doesn't think I know. He doesn't think I know. Like, he was trying to like take my energy. And the funny thing is, the fact that I've been so tapped into my energy, and because I made the decision that I'm not even going to allow anybody to siphon my energy. All the recent times that somebody has touched, because that's not even the first time within that week that somebody has done that, just touched me, trying to like get some of my energy, trying to get some of my good luck. I'm just like, they can't get that. You're trying to get my energy, but you can't get it. That's the universe's energy that you're touching. You're not even touching me and my energy, you know? Any energy that you receive now is from the universe. I'm not giving myself permission to give you any energy because I did not give you permission to even touch me, and I definitely, like, I'm not giving myself permission to give anybody my energy or allow anybody to siphon my energy. So I was like, I just felt so like, you think I don't know? I can see that in your eyes, but it's the universe's energy that you're touching. I just felt so called to say that because you can do that, right? You don't, the whole thing about energy and energy work and energy healing is that when you're healing, when you're doing energy work, you're never giving your energy. It's never your energy that you're giving away. It's always the universe's energy that you are using to heal, that you are helping to heal these people. It's never your own energy. So again, within that way, being tapped into my energy and knowing that I'm not going to give myself permission, if anybody touches me, if you make that decision, if anybody touches you thinking that they can just siphon your energy or try to like get you in any way, they can't. It is the universe's energy that they are trying to touch, that they are touching. Okay. Alright. So now the fifth one, already here. Shift your focus. And the reason why I say shift your focus, right? And this is about, again, decentering the people, you know, detaching from these people, these NPCs, but also, again, attracting what you're really desiring in this life. And it's all about shifting your focus. And the reason I say that is because, really, it's not about the money. It's not about the material, right? So what's the deeper meaning that you are here? When you really think about it, right? Yeah, maybe you're trying to manifest money. Yeah, maybe you really need some money right now. You know, maybe you really need, you know, the love right now. Or you really need this material thing right now. Or you really need the house, the new house, whatever. But at the end of the day, once you get that, like, was that the end of your life? Was that the end of your chapter? Nah, there's clearly something deeper than that. If you got everything that you wanted right now, absolutely everything material, if you got everything material, that was such a big bird. I love when Great Spirit comes like that. If you had everything that you want material, would you really be happy inside if you still had the lack mindsets that you were in? If you still were thinking in the same old ways, the old versions, if you were still just not happy? Like, if you were already not happy and you just got everything that you wanted, do you think that you would just be happy with all of that material? Or would you want more than that? Would you want something deeper than that? Would you want to really experience life, to really have fun, to really know what pleasure is and what it means to you. To really know what self-love is. What is the deeper meaning to your life? What is your purpose? Why are you really here? Because when you ask yourself that, when you shift your focus, you're able to grow those internal seeds, okay? So, you want to shift your focus to the deeper meaning because Spirit wants you to be able to appreciate all that you have. I want to be able to say this in a way that it's like good for us to like understand. Spirit wants us to be able to enjoy and appreciate everything that we're asking for. But they also want us to be prepared and ready for it. But the whole thing is, when you are focusing on these people and you have that as your focus, you put them on the pedestal, how are you able to grow those internal seeds? How are you able to stop and really think about what it is that you want out of life if everything that you're focused on is SP this, SP that? And don't get me wrong, I really do think that they are, even just thinking of them as this specific person, I'm just like, you know what? I'm the person that you're manifesting. I'm the person that you're calling in. I'm the energy. You're the energy. So it's just like, even doing that, I feel like it's putting so much focus on them. Why would I sit here and listen to a subliminal about this SP when I can listen to one about myself? Because it's not about this outside person. I feel like, how many times have I seen that somebody has been like, attracting my third SP in the row this time, so successful in attracting the third SP this time. Like, it's like, how many are you going to have? You know you're going to meet people. You know you're going to like have these human experiences and these contracts with people. Do you really need to center them as the person? Why not focus on yourself? All these subliminals that you could be listening to, you could be listening to about yourself and shifting the focus, shifting the mindset to find what is going to really bring you joy. Because again, another reason why maybe like this is, I would say that this is a reason why a lot of people, myself included, have not manifested certain things within our lives, right, at certain times. Because we were so focused on getting this like material thing. It was just like, but why though? Why though? What exactly are you connecting to? If this whole game is about feeling, what exactly are you feeling? Like desperation? Need this, you need that. No, you don't need anything outside of you. So that's why I'm wondering, what is the deeper purpose to your desires and to your focus? Because you don't need anything outside of you. So what is it that you're really trying to cultivate and build and grow those internal seeds? Grow what is within first, because once you grow those internal seeds, once you do that shadow work and the work of really connecting to what it is that you're trying to connect to, what it is that you're trying to desire, what it is that you want to see your life in, how you want to see yourself. Once you connect to that, that's when your outer world starts to shift. And now, maybe it may take some time. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's take stuff as they are. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Yes, let's also be, I don't even like to say delusional. I don't like to say delusional because I really do feel like if you feel in your head if you have that affirmation, or you have something pop up, or you have a desire pop up, why do you think it popped up? It's part of your, and we're about to get to this, but it's part of your quest. It's part of like the things that you're supposed to come across. It's part of your purpose here, you know? So do those things, get connected to those things, and there's always a deeper meaning there, right? There's always a deeper meaning there. Okay, and that leads us to the next one. That leads us actually to the last one, this number 6, okay? Spirit has set out personal quests for you, okay? All you have to do is say yes to what's in your heart, what you feel, okay? Because those things that you desire, those things that you want in your life, a lot of the times, guess what? They lead back where? To our inner child. They lead back to our inner child. And it's all inner child healing. And our inner child is the one leading us. I swear they are. I swear. They're like those purest of souls, and they are leading us. Okay, they are leading us where we need to be. They are leading us to all the joy in life and what is really important here on our earth, on this earth. When we are born here, we come like first. We are liberated, okay? We don't have the weight of the world on our shoulders. We're not sitting here worried about the world's perceptions. We are ourselves. We are purely authentic and true to ourselves. And it isn't until we start seeing things in society's perceptions or perspective that things start shifting for us. So it's like if we go like deep into the inner child healing, if we take the time to see what she is desiring, what he is desiring, what they are desiring, we're able to come across the key. We're able to come across the key. They hold the key to what you're supposed to be doing, with what your purpose is. They'll literally lead you to where you're going to have the most success. I swear they will. But you have to be willing to let them. You have to make that choice to let them. You have to make that choice to choose to be free. To choose to go back to where it all began for you. Because when you came here, you already had the key. That's why I'm saying your inner child will lead you to the key. You'll end up digging deep into the Akashic records, because guess what? You had the key when you came here, when you arrived here, and we signed that contract to forget. So now, through this path, as you say yes to these quests that you really do feel like it's a yes to, that you really feel something inside, like, you know what, maybe I don't know, there's just something about this, like, these quests are going to all look different for everybody, right? Everybody's interested in something different, right? For me, I know, like, since I was small, just creation, period. I love fashion. I love art. I love makeup, okay? I love, drawing stuff on my nails. I love, just whatever. In any way that I can express myself. Music. I love creating music. I like to create affirmation music, and I'll definitely share those with you guys too, because I feel like we should all be creating music to affirm and create stuff in our lives, So just those things. Find what it is for you. Maybe that looks like knitting. Maybe that looks like painting on rocks. I don't know. Maybe that looks like legit, like hugging trees, man. I'm telling you, whatever it is, follow that. Follow it, and follow those nudges, those intuition. The first nudge that you get, it's often the one that we tend to ignore, because the ego will pop in and it'll be like, nah, maybe we shouldn't do that, or nah, let's not do that, or whatever it'll say. It'll say something totally stupid, okay? That first nudge that you get is the one that you need to follow. That is what will lead you. You have to follow. You always get a clue. You always have clues. The path is lit up for you. You just have to follow it. Say yes to it. Okay? I hope I explained everything. There probably going to be something that I watch back this video and I'm like, oh my god, I totally could have talked about that. But yeah, Spirit is definitely saying, let's end this here. Okay, so those 6 ways, play it back. This is how you spot those NPCs. This is how you detach from them. This is how you call your power back. And this is literally, I swear, I just saw like a doorway. I saw like a doorway, like a lit doorway, I swear, and it was open. That is so funny. I'm outside, y'all. What doorway? Okay. Legit. That was so clear as day. Yes, detach from them. This is how you attract all your desire. The door is open. So will you step through it? You decide. Thank you for watching.